Drink from the well of Rehoboth and be successful. This is Rehoboth Daily Devotional written by Pastor Douglas Vincent. Day 9. Monday the 9th of March, 2026. Morning Devotion. Topic: Growth mindset is a faith mindset. Text: Mark 9 verse 23, KJV. Jesus said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Memory verse, Matthew 19 verse 26, KJV. But Jesus beheld them, and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. A growth mindset reveals the power of believing beyond limits. A growth mindset is not merely a psychological concept, it is a spiritual posture. It is the conviction that through faith, effort, and perseverance, we can rise beyond limitations. When we embrace a growth mindset, we are embracing a faith mindset, a mindset that refuses to be confined by impossibility. Jesus declared in Mark 9 verse 23 that all things are possible to him that believeth. Notice carefully, he did not restrict this promise to a title, a denomination, or a religious identity. He spoke to the universal principle of faith: anyone who dares to believe steps into the realm of possibility. This means that even a believer can live in defeat if unbelief rules the heart, while someone who truly believes can walk in victory. Faith transforms the impossible. Matthew 19 verse 26 reminds us that with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. A growth mindset is anchored in this truth. It is the mindset that sees beyond human limitation and leans on divine empowerment. Where human wisdom ends, God's power begins. To cultivate a growth mindset is to align with God's nature. It is to believe that the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in us, Romans 8 verse 11, empowering us to overcome, to learn, to grow, and to achieve what once seemed unattainable. Faith puts us in God's class. There are two categories of beings to whom all things are possible. 1. God Himself. 2. The one who believes. This is profound. Faith elevates us into partnership with God. What is possible with God becomes possible with the believer who walks in faith. A growth mindset, therefore, is not just about personal development, it is about divine collaboration. It is the believer saying, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me, Philippians 4 verse 13. Here are the things you must know about living with a faith-filled growth mindset. It is the mindset that sees challenges as opportunities for God's glory. It is the mindset that refuses to be paralyzed by failure, knowing that the just shall live by faith, Romans 1 verse 17. It is the mindset that perseveres, because faith is not passive but active, working through love, Galatians 5 verse 6. When you embrace a growth mindset, you are not just choosing optimism, you are choosing faith. You are declaring that your life is not bound by human impossibility but liberated by divine possibility. Finally, a growth mindset is a faith mindset. It is the believer's declaration that impossibility is only a human perspective, but in God's reality, all things are possible. Prayer for today: Abba Father, I believe that with you all things are possible. I believe that with your strength working for me, I can do all things. Thank you for being on my side. In Jesus' mighty name I pray, Amen. Wisdom for growth and success. When we embrace a growth mindset, we are embracing a faith mindset, a mindset that refuses to be confined by impossibility. Bible reading for today: Mark 10:27, 14:36, Genesis 18 verse 14, Jeremiah 32 verse 27. Worship with us at Rehoboth Center, 56, Old Odukpani Road, by Wapi Junction, Essien Town, Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria.